everybody, my name is Janelle. I'm a part of the team here at Avenues, and we are celebrating International Women's Day today, where we're highlighting some of our amazing executives that are women. And I'm here with Whitney, who is absolutely no exception. I am honored to work alongside of her. So we're going to get to hear a little bit about her journey, her position, and what difference she makes at Avenues. How are you today, Whitney?
I'm well, thank you, Janelle. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm excited to spend a few minutes chatting with you. Um, so for starters, what led you to work in the substance abuse treatment industry?
Sure. I grew up with having both my parents as alcoholic and addicted to drugs, which led to a rather traumatic childhood. So I was removed from the home when I was 7 and placed into foster care. And as I grew up in the system, I realized that there are two routes you could take. So I chose to throw myself into becoming part of the solution rather than the problem. I started out as a therapist, and then from there I just moved on to where I am now. I think that it was important for me anyways to realize that I didn't have to be a product of my environment, and that there's always, two routes that you can take.
That's awesome. I love that. Part of the solution, not the problem. That's beautiful. What's something that's been an interesting part of your experience as a woman, starting as a counselor, now you're executive director. What's been an interesting part of your experience in that journey?
I don't know if I'd say interesting so much as empowering. Here at Avenues, and I don't say this just because I work here, but Avenues really does have a lot of prominent women in every single role, including leadership, just across the company as a whole. And I find it just absolutely amazing to see, these women not only be a primary caregiver in their home, but the primary caregiver in their facility or the Lakewood office or whatever role they have here in the company. It's been neat to see how heavily relied on women are throughout the company, and how everyone is just able to manage it so seamlessly.
Absolutely. And so Whitney is the executive director of our Fort Wayne location. And what would be, like, in your opinion, the most rewarding part of your job?
I would say the most rewarding part of my job is, it sounds cliche, but seeing my team thrive. I have a freaking amazing team. I couldn't ask for a better one. They make me look so good. Just watching them grow, learn to tackle the challenges that are thrown at them, and there are some challenges. It's ridiculously rewarding for me. They're superheroes, and they just, across the board, they're absolutely outstanding, and that gives me so much joy. Again, cheesy, but I absolutely love watching them grow and work and do what they do, because they're amazing. They're amazing.
Yeah, we have an incredible team across all of the avenues. I'm always impressed with everybody, the women, the men, everybody on the team. We have really great people on board working for us.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about kind of like your empowerment and the team that we have, and that kind of part of it. But in your career, have there been any challenges or anything that you've overcome, either just in your career generally or as a woman in your career?
I guess I don't know if I call it a challenge as much as I would an adventure, but a little over a year ago here in this facility, one of the biggest adventures I took on was starting our kitchen from scratch. I knew absolutely nothing about how to run a kitchen. I'm not even a good cook, to be honest. However, I threw myself into learning all the ins and outs of kitchen management. I attended seminars. I went to some elementary schools and learned how they do it, because they have a big kitchen operation. And I learned how to run a kitchen in the back of the kitchen. And I personally made every single recipe that we had used for 100 people all by myself. That way I knew I could do it before asking any of my team to do it. And they don't have to do it alone. They get the team members to do it with. But so I would say that would be my biggest adventure / challenge. But it was a fun one. It was a really fun one.
That's awesome. And I hear amazing things about the food from Fort Wayne. So clearly a success. It ended up very, very good. And you're actually the kitchen, I'm not sure her exact title, but is a woman as well, right?
She is. We actually have a majority of women leadership here. Tiffany Jackson is our kitchen manager. You know, Marissa is our clinical director. Holly is our director of nursing. Tiffany is our operations manager. We have Latasha. I mean, it's a women ran facility here. And we have John, who is amazing, but not a woman.
Sounds like an absolute powerhouse down there. I love that. I love that. So what would you tell somebody who is still battling addiction and wants to get help? How would you encourage them to come to treatment at Avenues? What would you say?
Um, I would say now is the time. There's never going to be a time in your life where things are going to line up perfectly, where your bills are going to be paid, where your family is going to be perfectly taken care of. It's okay to not be okay. And there's a team in every single facility throughout Avenue waiting to help you and waiting to teach you how to fight for yourself and your recovery until you can learn to fight. Just let us help you. We're here and we're ready.
That's awesome. Well, Whitney, you certainly have all of our respect, admiration. I know I personally love working alongside of you and saving lives alongside of you. So thank you so much for your time. And for all the women out there, happy International Women's Day, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, Janelle. Pleasure.